G'day, Phil Bajura here. If you're running flat out and still guessing at the numbers, or your business stalls whenever you step away, today is for you. We're diving into Business Operating Systems 9 and 10, the two operating systems that turn chaos into control. Because systems create consistency, people create momentum. Let's get you both. Now, quick refresher. Be times do equals have. Who do you need to be as the owner? The systems you do consistently, that's what determines what you have. Profit, freedom, and impact. Today we're covering BOS 9, which is finance and data, making profit predictable, and BOS 10, systems and scaling, building a business that runs without you. I'll give you checklists that you can start using this week. BOS system, Business Operating System number 9, finance and data, with scoreboards that drive profit. Now, the objective of BOS 9 is to replace guesswork with clear, timely scoreboards and weekly financial rhythms. So why does BOS 9 matter? Cash flow is oxygen. Most businesses suffocate because numbers are late or wrong or invisible. BOS 9 makes the invisible visible so that you can act early, not after the month is over. B, the identity upgrade that you need to undertake. So shift from operator to investor owner. Investors demand evidence, leading indicators, not just end of month reports. I lead with numbers, then feelings. The do, what to implement. The 7-metric profit scoreboard, weekly visual, 1 page, is revenue booked, revenue delivered, gross margin percent, and dollars by product per job. Pipeline coverage, next 60 days times 3 times your target. Your labour productivity, revenue per labour hour per tech. WIP, or work in progress, and cycle times, jobs in progress and average days. Your debtor days, accounts receivable days, and your cash conversion cycle. And the final one is your net cash position, including a 13-week rolling forecast status. Number 2 is your 13-week rolling cash flow forecast. Build it once, update it weekly, color code inflows and outflows, and use to stage payments, negotiate terms, and plan purchases confidently. Number 3 is unit economics and pricing guardrails. Know your break even, your contribution margin per unit, and the floor price. Install a quote checklist, scope, risks, margin target, approval threshold. No quote goes out under the floor without your sign off. The number 4 is the margin stack review, and this is a monthly thing. So your price, which leads to discounting, which leads cost to serve, waste, rework, and your net margin. Find where the margin leaks are and fix it the process, not the person. Number 5 is data hygiene and source of truth. Pick the system of record for customers, CRM, your jobs, your warehouse management system or job systems, finance, accounting, timesheets, that's a big one, and define ownership and cut duplications. The finance, or number 6, is the finance rhythm. So Monday 8:30 a.m, huddle. Last week's scoreboard, your top risks, cash focus. Wednesday is your accounts receivables calls and work in progress review. And then Friday, forecast update and priorities for next week. Number 7, risk and scenario planning. And this is a quarterly or a 90-day thing. Plan your ABC for sales dips, input cost spikes, and capacity crunches. Pre-decide the levers, price rise percent, overtime cap, hiring trigger, credit hold rules. Then there is the have, the payoff. Predictable profit, fewer surprises, calmer decision making. Your team knows the score and you get to sleep without worry. An engineering client was always complaining that cash flow was an issue. When they looked at the P&L report each month, it showed that they were making good profit. What they were not taking into account was the ongoing costs that showed up in the balance sheet that were associated with the lease costs on equipment that they'd purchased and inventory stock on hand. We implemented a weekly cash flow update that focused on a rolling 90-day forecast. Producing the weekly 90-day rolling cash forecast started to show where the gaps in cash flow were occurring. The one area that was identified where the main cash gaps were occurring was in the inventory stock on hand. They had been taking up the special deals on their supplier offers, thinking that they were making savings, when in fact they were only building their inventory list and tying up cash in stock. We implemented a scorecard for stock turns and minimum stock level reorder points, then put in place minimum and maximum order quantities. The end result was that cash flow was back in control in less than 60 days, reducing the stress levels that the owners were going through. Business operating system number 10. Systems and scaling. Build a business that runs without you. The objective is document, standardize, and automate the 20% of processes that create 80% of the outcomes. Design the tech stack to support them. So why does BOS 10 matter? If it's not documented, it's optional. If it's optional, it's inconsistent. Inconsistency kills margin and trust. Systems create consistency, people create the momentum. B, the identity upgrade. Who do you need to be? Shift from chief firefighter to architect of flow. Your job is to build the machine, not be the machine. The do, what to implement. So number 1 is map and value stream, SIPOC, and the top 10 core processes. SIPOC is a tool used to measure process improvement that stands for suppliers, inputs, process, outputs, and customers. It's a visual diagram that provides a high-level overview of process, showing who provides the inputs, what those inputs are, the steps in the process, and what the outputs are, and who the customers are. This helps teams align, understand the process, and identify areas for improvement. The areas to focus on include sales estimating and quoting, scheduling, purchasing, production and delivery, quality assurance, invoicing, accounts receivable, customer support, hiring and onboarding. For each area, identify the owner, the inputs, the steps, the outputs, and the controls. Number 2 is the standard work and SOPs, or standard operating procedures. Keep SOPs short, purposeful, step-by-step list, screenshots, photos, videos, quality checks, and safety and risks. Store in a searchable wiki link inside your job cards. RACI for projects and changes. Clarify who is responsible, accountable, consulted, informed for every improvement. It eliminates slip through the cracks issues from occurring. Number 4 is the automation after stabilisation. The sequence: fix process, standardise, then automate. Don't pave cow paths. Use automation for handoffs, data entry, reminders and status updates. Number 5 then is the tech stack review, and this is done quarterly. One tool per job: CRM, job project management, finance, inventory and support. Integrate on must-have data only. Kill redundant tools ruthlessly. Number 6 is quality and continuous improvement. Install QA checklists at handoffs and on stop the line when defects appear, and a simple PDCA, plan, do, check, act, and use the PDCA board per team. Number 7 is training and onboarding pathways. Role scorecards, 30, 60, 90 day plans, buddy system, skills and competency matrix. Promote from within, a clear career pathway ladder. Number 8 is the scalability tests. Can we add 20% volume next month without chaos? If not, what breaks? Strengthen before the wave hits. And that all leads to the have. What's the payoff? The payoff is consistent delivery, happy customers, stronger margins, and the big one, the business works when you're not there. And that's freedom. This one was interesting. A manufacturing client was measuring product yield, a key KPI in that industry. The industry benchmark was 54%, and the client was only averaging around 52% yield. The impact for the business was around $500K per annum that they were missing out on, and that was straight to the bottom line. We implemented a series of team meetings that firstly communicated the issue of yield and the final impact that was having on the business. We then asked the team for ideas on how we could improve the yield to meet at least the industry benchmark. The team members identified a number of processing systems that were falling apart, that were having an impact on efficiency and productivity. They also identified a number of bottlenecks in the processing line and suggested some simple engineering solutions that would remove the bottlenecks. We also asked them for what they would consider an achievable timeline to achieve the industry benchmark of 54% yield. The response was 0.5% improvement each week, achieving the benchmark in 8 weeks. The result was that the systems identified were reviewed and updated immediately, and the suggested engineering modifications implemented in 1 week. The amazing thing that was achieved is that the benchmark was achieved in 2 weeks and the average yield was maintained at 55% ongoing. The bottom line result for the business was a $750K turnaround to the profit result. So what's your 90-day business operating system 9 and 10 sprint? So in weeks 1 and 2, build your 7-metric scoreboard and 13-week rolling cash flow forecast. Weeks 3 and 4, unit economics, the floor price and quote checklists completed. Week 5 and 6, map the top 10 processes, publish 2 to 5 page SOPs or standard operating procedures for 3 of them. Week 7 and 8, install QA checks and your PDCA board. Plan, do, check, act. Weeks 9 and 10, update the finance rhythm, make it live, Mondays, Wednesdays, Friday cadence. And then weeks 11 and 12, your tech stack tidy up, remove one redundant tool, integrate one key handoff. So, ready to turn your numbers into a scoreboard and your business into a system? Remember, systems create consistency, people create momentum. Book your complimentary 2-week systems mentoring trial. We'll map your first 3 moves together. This is Phil Bajura with Action Coach Business Steps, turning business dreams into reality.